Hello, and thank you for making the Integrity Sports Podcast a part of your weekly routine. Our show is brought to you each week by our friends at Harper's Tree and Stump Removal. If you have any tree trimming, tree removal, or stump removal needs, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal has you covered. In addition to their tree work, they can also haul rock and sand. They do driveway work and can also build ponds as well. Give Keith a call at 229-314-2048 or at 229-938-2412. Harper's Tree and Stump Removal is the proud premier sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Integrity Sports Podcast, covering local sports in the Southwest Georgia area, creating content that is factual, positive, and informative, promoting efforts by athletes, coaches, and sports administrators. Now, here's your host, Tim Estes.
Thank you and welcome to the Integrity Sports Podcast. Our program is available each week on platforms like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and several other social media and podcast platforms. Remember to like and share this video with your friends. And if you're watching us today on YouTube, make sure and hit the subscribe button. Help us to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Just a few miles up the road from us is Taylor County High School in Butler. Their boys tennis team is headed to the state championship this coming weekend. And we're joined today by coaches Mervyn, Praveen, and Derek Brunson. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Tim.
Hey, guys, I've got some inside knowledge, of course, through my good buddy Scott Westbrook about the past success of Taylor County tennis. I know his son, Tucker, was able to win a state championship with his team there several years ago. Give me some background on Viking Tennis, and I'd kind of be interested to know, is Taylor County tennis something that kids in your community, as they're coming up through elementary school and maybe middle school, is that something that they aspire to?
Well, growing up, I grew up in India, and my parents loved watching tennis. So I was around tennis for a while, but coming to America and coming to school here, the word tennis is not in anybody's vernacular. It's not a sport people are aware of. It's not a sport people talk about. It's not baseball, football, softball, or basketball. So that marks out rural Georgia's Big Four. So, and especially around here, there's no youth tournaments. There's no professional coaches. There's no private coaches. There's no tournaments in a 70-mile radius. So it's not a big thing here. But like you said, Tim, we did win state championships 2015, 2016 year, I believe, and Tucker was part of a legendary team that made that happen. And after that year, the boys team at Taylor County went deep in the playoffs. So that's brought awareness, I'd say,
Yes,
to the community that of all the sports that we have, tennis is the one that consistently pushes deeper and deeper every year until we are where we are now. And the enticement of bringing home a state championship is getting people talking. It's getting elementary school and middle school kids thinking about, hey, this might be a sport that might do something for me. It might be a sport that I want to be a part of, especially if it's a winning program.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about this year's team. Going to play for a state championship on Monday of this coming week. Tell me a little bit about those guys and what they're going to need to do to bring home a state championship.
Tim, let me reiterate a little bit on the prior question. Both coaches here have graduated from this school and both played tennis for this school. So that's why we have put so much time and energy this past season into getting these guys ready. Give a lot of credit to the prior coach. Both the boys and girls team were very loaded with talent. Our girls team made it to the Elite Eight, and we're very proud of them for what they accomplished. Also, our boys team is really loaded and young, and we're going to have a really good team for a long time. So we are recruiting and talking to a lot of the young folks here, and the excitement is brewing from that. Our top singles player is Cam Kirksey. He's a sophomore, puts in a lot of work, has put a lot of time in. His parents have put a lot of time into him, and it shows. He's a fantastic player to come and watch. And our doubles teams have been together many years, and they're coming together, and everything's at the right time for us. And we're just so excited to have this opportunity coming up on Monday.
So I've got to stop right here, guys, and tell you, I've got several friends in the area that, we're not close friends. We don't hang out together, but over the years have just gotten to know each other through the coaching community or the media community. And Cam Kirksey, if I'm not mistaken, is the son of Coach Chris Kirksey, who had a lot of success as the football coach there in Taylor County. Is that right? And tell me a little more about Cam.
That's right, sir. His father's now, I believe, at Upson Lee and is doing miraculous things up there.
Well, that's awesome. We look forward to hearing more about him, and I hope we can get you guys on after you win a state championship. We're going to go ahead and say that. Hey, we're talking to Mervyn, Praveen, and Derek Brunson from Taylor County. Our show today is brought to you by several sponsors. One of those is Carter's Fried Chicken. They're located at 206 Tripp Street in Americus, offering breakfast, lunch, and supper. Their owner, Mike Shattles, and his staff would love to have you come by. They've been feeding Southwest Georgia for more than 30 years. They offer daily lunch specials with chicken, pork chops, and fresh vegetables, and they do all of it at an affordable price. Carter's Fried Chicken, they're proud to be a 2025 sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast. Gentlemen, as I went through the bracket and pulled that up and looked at your opponents, it looks like you guys have really kind of walked the dog here. You had an opening round win against Mount Zion of Carroll. Then you blanked Bryan County in round 2. The interesting one to me was Miller County, round 3. I know for rural Southwest Georgia, Miller County has been a tennis power for many years. I know their tennis coach down there has been very prominent, but you guys were able to knock them off. And then in the semifinals, you kind of go up against what I call the country club school of Class A Division II, being Lake Oconee Academy, and you knock them off to advance to the state title run. Kind of take me through this playoff run. Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges you guys have faced, and what will your guys need to do this week to bring home the state title?
I mean, Cam Kirksey, that's where it all starts. He's our number one singles for a reason. He watches professional tennis, a lot of it. He's got the same passion and drive his dad has on the football field. So he comes out there and he works and works at practice, Tim. I tell you, you can't drag that kid off the courts, and he works and works. And his playoff run has been unbelievable. I don't believe combined anybody's gotten over 5 games on him. He just goes out there and he takes care of business with ease, but it's a result of the work that he's put in. And I got to give huge credit to our doubles team, especially our first doubles. They're not tennis players by any means. They didn't grow up around tennis. They did plenty of baseball, a little bit of football here and there, but they're athletes, and they put in the work and they learned the technique necessary to where they were able to fight out on the courts. They were able to go out there and make a statement, both our doubles teams. And our second doubles team, that's the younger of the two, and they're doing the same thing, Tim. They have a...
All right, Taylor County High School.
Hey, that's the joys of interviewing you when you're in the school building, right?
All right, and remember, we will hold in first block until 9:40. Then at 9:40, we'll transition to second block, with second block starting at 9:45. Somewhere after 9:45, we'll have the senior walk the hall. Upstairs, we'll line the island. That's by Ms. Jones, Ms. Berryhill, Ms. Flynn's room. Downstairs classes will line just their hallway, that CTAE gym hallway. Stay tuned for further instructions, and I appreciate how many of you chipped in to help at Second Chance Breakfast. You all are awesome, and thank you.
Hey, guys, I tell you what we got to do. make sure that you tell that lady that was making those announcements that she's going to be on our podcast this week. So she likes and shares this video. But go ahead, Mervyn. Tell me a little bit about what it's going to take to get this state championship.
Yeah, so like I said, we have Cam Kirksey holding down first singles. We have Logan Hobbs, Dart Cross at first doubles. Let me turn on these lights 1 second.
Sure.
There they go. They're motion activated. And our second doubles, Judd York and Callan Cox. They've been holding down the fort. And we have Riley Davis, who's newer to the sport, wonderful player at second singles, and Kayshawn McLendon now at third singles. Now, Cam and Kayshawn and our doubles teams they're pretty substantial, and Riley's our wild card. So he gets out there, and he's a younger player, so the second single spot is a bit lofty for him, but he's been fighting and he's been bringing in close matches. As far as what it takes, Tim, that first round against Mount Zion, we were pretty excited to win that one. We were happy to play that one. Generally, that first round we go through pretty confidently. And Bryan County, we knew would be a tougher match, but we handled that well. Now Miller County, that was the one we were a bit more antsy about. Like you said, their coach is a very accomplished player himself, and the team does have a solid reputation, but getting the home field advantage there, getting the support of our community, of our school behind us, having that rallying support really helped, and our boys pulled it through. And Lake Oconee, and like you said, Tim, that's that country club school.
Yeah.
But we had a bit of a chip on our shoulder because 2 years ago, my little brother was on the tennis team here, and they made it to state championship. And in Rome, they lost to Lake Oconee Academy. So this was our chance at sweet revenge, getting to be able to coach this team and having Logan Hobbs and Kayshawn McLendon. That's our first doubles and second or third singles. They were on that team 2 years ago, and they watched Lake Oconee hoist the championship trophy. So playing that school with that fire in their hearts, that drive to win, that need to prove themselves, really, really helped us in that big 3-1 win. And as for tomorrow, the bracket's the bracket for a reason, and we do things that way for a reason. So we're expecting it to be the toughest match we've played so far. And it'll be a dogfight. Temperature's getting a bit warmer, and there's the pressure of the second championship in tennis in Taylor County history, and there's the pressure of just the nerves and what's all happening, the surrealness of it all, that this team, where there was a change in coaching staff halfway through the season, going through all the drama that comes with dealing with high school children and parents and everything else, but having the school back us and the team knowing that they have two coaches that are with them every step of the way, and the coaches knowing that the community is behind us, that's really what it's going to take. Yeah. We can't make these kids any better from here to Monday, but we can pull in all the love, all the support, all the helping hands, and show them, hey, whatever happens Monday, we're going to make y'all proud. So that's all that it comes down to.
Yeah. Derek, when you and I talked on the phone yesterday, one of the conversations we had that I found really interesting was you made it a point to tell me, Tim, these guys go out and they work 3 or 4 hours a day. And that says a lot about not just you guys as coaches that want them to prepare. It says a lot about those kids' character that they're willing to get out and work that much day in and day out.
Tim, like I said, the prior administration has taught these kids well. We can't keep them off the courts. We tell them to get rest, and they still love to play tennis, and they play Saturday and Sunday when we're trying to get them not to, and try to get some rest on their bodies. But with this heat coming up this weekend, it's going to be very important that we can get them to rest and hydrate, properly. But you got to want to be out there. And I remember back in my day too, me and my guys would play till all hours of the night playing tennis, just the camaraderie and being friends. So it's a very unique sport in that, trying to help each other be better. It is a team sport, but when you're looking across the net, it's a man-on-man sport also.
Absolutely.
So like Coach Praveen said, the community coming out and support us is going to be very important for the title match.
Coach Praveen, we hit on this a little bit earlier, but I want to expound on it a little bit. I know it's hard to look to the future right now with that state championship right there in front of you. But as you look down the road and you look at the pipeline, maybe those athletes that are currently in middle school at Taylor County and even beyond that in the elementary school, what do you see coming, and is this something you think Taylor County can sustain?
That's a tough question there, Tim. We had the pleasure of playing First Presbyterian Day in Macon, private school out at Macon, and their coach told me that they start their tennis program round about elementary school, first grade. They have summer camps and they have kids coming out just instilling interest. That way, by the time these kids are sophomores or juniors, they've already had 10 years of solid tennis experience under their belt. And now with us being able to head the tennis program and us being capable enough to do it, we are intending on running summer camps and starting programs for the community. That way we can get those middle school age children, the elementary school age children, just aware that tennis is a sport, that it's a fun sport, that it's good for you. It's fun to be around people. It's fun to be social out on the courts. It's not, it may not be as violent as football. It may not be as flashy as basketball, but it's something that we have the facilities for. It's something that people have the passion for. So just drawing people out to get there. And I'll tell you, Tim, our middle school team has one boy. I think they have about 10 or so women on that team, little sweet little girls, but they had one boy sign up. But hopefully with this championship coming up, we're able to prove to the community, hey, if you want to be part of a winning program, tell these students, if you want another state championship ring, if you want to take a shot with us, join the tennis program and join early. That way, by the time you get here, you can start and we can go make waves once more. But yeah, that's what Coach Brunson and I are intending to do. And summer's coming up and fall's running summer camps, just getting the word out about what tennis is, what it means to play tennis, and what the tennis program here at Taylor County is. That's going to be bolstered by whatever happens on Monday.
If you're just now joining us, we're talking to the coaches up at Taylor County with the boys tennis program who are fighting for a state championship. That'll be held on Monday up in Butler. If you can, get up there and support those guys. Our final sponsor today is Marty McDonald State Farm Insurance. They're located at 925 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Americus. Drop by and see Marty, Mary Lynn, or any of their fine staff and let them discuss your insurance needs with you. You can reach them at 928-3686 or look them up on Facebook. They can even do the discount double check to ensure that you are receiving all of the savings available to you. Thanks again to Marty McDonald for supporting this segment of the Integrity Sports Podcast. And like always, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Guys, when you look back at the aspects of coaching tennis in a place like Taylor County, run me through a typical practice day. What does that look like?
Well, the previous coach was my tennis coach in high school, Cynthia Shrimshock, and she was a certified tennis professional, and she ran her own tennis academy. And when I practiced under her, we'd have, there'd be kids that were hitting, but she'd run so many drills and do things like that that are purely designed to get folks better, to make you a better player. Since I've been back and Coach Brunson's been back, there's been lots of changes in the coaching staff, and there's been dealing with weather and then working around matches and then students not being able to come to certain practices. So no two practice days are the same, but typically we'll get out there and we'll warm up and I'll stick some kids on a court and they'll be hitting or they'll play a match and try and figure out what their weaknesses are, while a few other kids that we want to work with, maybe the doubles teams, maybe the singles teams, maybe some specific issue across different people, not moving your feet on your forehands or something like that. We'll get them on a court and we'll just drill them over and over and over again until they get tired of it. Then we'll swap and work on something else over and over and over again. I'll say Coach Brunson may have underestimated how much time these kids are putting out there. I mean, they get out there at 3:30 and 9:30, 10:30, they'll be out there on a weekday, and on Saturdays or Sunday, they might show up at 10 a.m. and get off the courts at 10 p.m. So getting to be able to work with them over that time is what really led to our success this year. Going out there and running drills, letting just the experience that comes with hitting balls back and forth over and over again.
I know from my days in coaching, there's always that one or two moments in a season that you look back on and go, man, that was awesome. I'd like to hear from both of you guys as you've made this playoff run, as you went through your season. Is there any one moment that sticks out to each of you?
Well, Tim, we play a lot of schools ranked higher than us in our classification. So when I first got here and was looking at it, being new to the coaching part in high school, I knew in other sports we wouldn't play teams of the ranked or in different classifications than us. So we really took some lumps from some really high-end schools.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch your kids when like we told you, the time we put in, and we knew how good they were. And we had some coaches tell us, we had one predict that we would have a lot of success this year after he just whipped us pretty good. So I didn't know what he was seeing in that. So I've kept up with him and been pulling a lot from him, and very thankful for what he said. It really motivated our players. So even in defeat, our players were very happy that even though we lost, they would come to us and say, that's the best I ever played. So I feel a lot of pride in that, even though it was sad that we lost, but we were playing somebody that we should have lost to. That has now come to been a great benefit to us. Once we got in the playoffs, it is really, it's paid off for us. So even in losing, we learned more than winning, but it has served us well to this point.
Yeah. Coach Praveen, anything that sticks out to you?
Yeah, playing off of what Coach Brunson said, here in Butler, Georgia, in the middle of Timbuktu, we're so removed from the rest of the world that we hardly get to see good quality tennis. So when we play bigger schools and we realize, we're not the best in the world, there's so many levels of tennis and there are schools that are far above us. It really is a learning moment. Right. It's an experience for the students to be like, oh, okay, this is what I could be, but also accepting that, hey, if I put in the work, this really is what I could be. So having those moments helped. But for me personally, that Miller County match set the tone for everything going forward. Set the tone for Lake Oconee and is setting the tone for what's to come on Monday. Just the atmosphere, Tim, the people that showed up and the environment that we were in, and how badly the students wanted to win, the drive, the passion. You could see it leaking from their pores. I mean, they were sweating love for the sport. That's all I can say. They played well. They played their heart out. But to me as a coach, it meant a lot because I put in a lot of hours out there. And there's a lot of times where I'm putting in a lot of hours for a lot of people that genuinely have other priorities, that aren't concerned about the sport as much as I am. But having moments like that remind me that I didn't make a bad decision. The investment that I put in, it's paying off now. These kids are loving it. These kids are fighting for it. And they want it just as badly as Coach Brunson and I do. So having that Miller County match, that Elite Eight match, tell us, hey, this is, the ball's rolling now. The dominoes are falling. It's all coming to a head soon.
They have classifications for a reason, and you get schools of similar size in your classification that you get to play. But the cool thing is throughout the season, you're able to play some of those teams that are of higher classifications and have more resources than you do. And those defeats sometimes are the things that really make you better come playoff time. Guys, you just mentioned about the grind that it is, the hours that you put in. I end my show each week by asking my guest about that grind, because behind the grind, there's got to be people that are your support network, folks that lift you up and encourage you and keep you wanting to go. And I'd like to hear from both of you on this. Let's start with Derek, and Mervyn will end with you. But who are some of those folks for you that keep you encouraged?
Well, in Taylor County, the straw that stirs the drink is our AD, Matt Troutman, has been extremely encouraging to both of us being new coaches in the high school. Just his knowledge from the past, his motivational speeches to us and to the team has been a huge benefit. And the parents that they loan their kids to us for all these hours, and they're still in school and they've got grades and they've got college to deal with, but they have they put in the work, and hopefully they will be rewarded for it on Monday.
Mervyn, how about you?
Now, when they asked the superintendent how she was going to fix our tennis program, and she told them she's going to hire a 20-year-old Georgia Tech graduate that played 1 year of high school tennis, I don't think folks were recognizing that. But like Coach Brunson said, the administration's really been behind us. The support from them, just helping us, backing us in our decisions to a lot of things. But the girls team put in as much work as the boys did, and they worked, and their season didn't go the way that they wanted it to. But I couldn't be more proud of them, having them come out and support, especially two players, Gracie Cox and Izzy Bigford. Izzy's a freshman, Gracie's a senior. Izzy just started playing, but these two girls that knew that their season may not go the entire distance still came out to practice Tim just as much as all the boys did, and they worked and worked. And seeing a passion for the sport with no respect for whether there's going to be a reward at the end, whether there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They didn't care about that. They just wanted to work. And that really meant something to me. It filled up a lot inside me to know that people do care just as much as I do, just as much as Coach Brunson does. And it gave me just enough to last the end of this extended season. So,
well, guys, it's been a lot of fun having you on today. If you're watching this program prior to Monday, make sure and get out and watch Taylor County Tennis. Their boys playing for a state championship. And that's Monday at 4 o'clock, and that'll be over at the Taylor County Recreation Department. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining me today. We want to wish you the best of luck, and we'll follow up with you after the state championship, maybe bring you back on for a small segment and let you kind of give us a wrap up. But thanks for letting us know about Taylor County Viking Tennis.
Thanks, Tim, for having us.
And we want to thank you for being a part of the Integrity Sports Podcast and making it a part of your weekly routine. Again, we are available each week on YouTube, on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and several other social media or podcast platforms. Want to thank again our sponsors, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal, Carter's Fried Chicken, and Marty McDonald. Remember, like and share this video. Help us to reach our 3,500 view per week goal. We've done that now for 17 straight weeks. So Taylor County fans, if you're watching this, make sure and like and share this video and help us to keep that streak going. For my friends, Coach Derek Brunson and Coach Mervyn Praveen, I'm Tim Estes. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.